Hey everybody, this is the WooFDriver coming to you live from the big farm area, and we're about to do some free ranging. Been a little bit, as I said, on my WooFDriver Unleashed group, a little MIA lately, sorry. Some of the time spent recovering from the last trip we did, which was 2 days ago, and the other time I have my IT guy's in right now. We're working on some great new projects. He's a WooFDriver IT guy, I should say. Working on some unbelievable new stuff that I hope to share with you in the really near future. In any case, we're out here. It's been really rainy for a while. Seems like we're in Seattle again. In case you don't know, we're in Maryland. So making everything really green and nice looking. And again, where I'm at, we are going to see some really good farm views. So I'm just aiming the camera there. You'll see the wolf pack in the screen in one sec. I'm about to unleash them. So hang tight, and here we go. You'll hear and be part of it. By the way, right now I'm just setting up our GPS collar system. So I have to, what I do is, this is actually designed for hunters, as I probably said in the past. So I have to create a new hunt, is what it's called. So like we're going out on a new adventure. So that way it can reset itself and I can tally the mileage of where we're at. And also just to make sure all collars are working and they're all connected, which they are. So here we go. Hang tight 1 sec, as I said, please. Actually, folks, it's going to be another minute or so because, as I said, we're on a working farm and I've got some farm equipment coming through, and it'll just make it easier if I release the pack instead of releasing them and then calling them right back to me. If I just release them and can do a quick run before I would have to call them back. So that's where we're at. As I said, this is live TV or broadcast as it's happening, so you never know what the circumstance is, but it's all good. By the way, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, please by all means go ahead and ask them. I'll give you a view of what's going on here. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. Again, it's just a tractor going by. They're harvesting the crops. They've been growing like weeds, no pun intended here, just because of all the great weather we've been having for that. So, just leaving the equipment, and should take another, like to let them get out of range, and then I'm going to release the wood pack, and they're cracking, they're ready to roll. Hang tight, folks. Come on, guys. Chase. Just have to give them a little bit of direction sometimes. Come on, Jack. They don't know. Sometimes I go in different directions, so they don't know which way I'm going sometimes. But we're going to be on. You're going to love the views you're going to get. By the way, if that tractor, if they were close to it, they might start following him. Of course, I could stop them, but I've trained them to follow. Come on, guys. So, good boy. I've trained them to follow the vehicles. Here we go. Got a view for you. And it's been about 4 or 5 days since we've been here. So everything changes as you're going on the farm. It's just, it's always a changing place. And you never know what you're going to come up against. Check out this view. We got cows, baby cows. Really cool looking, guys. Really cool looking. So I hope you're getting a chance to see what's in front of us. Look at the baby cows. They're really interested in what we're doing. And the wolf pack is trained not to engage them, but pretty cool stuff. So Jag is rolling. I don't know if you can see him. He's rolling around like a wild man. He's just Jag. That's what he does. They all do it. I can, if it makes a difference, if someone tells me if the view's a little wide, just let me know. But I'm passing some really cute cows. Oh my gosh. Mother and her calf. It's just awesome. It's awesome. So just loving what we do, loving the mingle with wildlife, and I couldn't ask for a better place to be right now. We got some of the wolf pack emptying themselves, relieving themselves. I mentioned that happens often, especially when we start out here, because of the chance that they could encounter prey or confrontations with other animals. That's the way a wolf pack works. That's the way animals work. So you might notice them go into the bathroom as you start off an activity, or you come to a place where they might engage with other animals. They think they might. It's not that they're going to, because I'm not going to let them. Certainly some animals we will be able to, and sometimes the cows we can fraternize with. Certainly everywhere I go, the farmers have no problem. Come on, guys. In fact, in some places they encourage it. They're like, you know, hey, the cows are real inquisitive. The cows, let them explore their curiosity. They're not going to be a danger for the dogs. If anything, the dogs would be a danger for them. But of course, if you do run into a calf or a pregnant cow, we would back off easily. And I'm just taking, it looks like they just planted a bunch of trees here. I'm just taking, if you hear me cut out a little bit or hesitant on what I say, it's only because I'm looking ahead, because I got to be curious of what area we're at and what's going on. Because again, I don't get a listing of where they're working or how they're working. A lot of times I don't know. I just got to see it out. Come on, Jag. Jag, if you followed us before, Jag usually hangs back. That's his mode of operandi. He likes to conserve his energy. He's very smart and very cognizant of that. So also you'll hear me raise my voice. Sometimes it's to let other animals know that we are in the house. Come on, Jag. So they don't, so at least they have fair warning. I mean, the wild animals are pretty smart and are usually out of our way, but it happens where we do come into contact with them. Sometimes the wolf pack, good girl, Princess, will get in contact with them before I get there, and that could be bad for the small animals. I do my best to avoid that at all costs, and they know not to, but if I'm there, it won't happen, or if I'm right on the scene. But sometimes you'll have a situation where the animal just jumps out on us, and before you know, they're on it. They've got it by the neck. So that can happen. As well as we've come upon deer laying down, and we've come on them, and the wolf pack starts playing with them. I thought it was another dog at one point. It was pretty funny, actually, and it worked out really well. Never had a bad encounter with a deer. I did find a baby deer caught in one of the fences. In fact, at this farm. Come on, guys. And it would have probably passed if I hadn't seen it. The wolf pack alerted me. I knew there was something there, and they were being very respectful of it. Didn't try to go after it or touch it. It was trapped. It was literally caught, and I undid it from the fence it was in. It was pretty cool. I'm always about saving anything I can or helping any wildlife I can. If I need to rehome it, move it over somewhere, I do it. You can't see it on the right of me, but Princess is running. It's like a wild wolf running in the grass. Oh, and here comes Jag. I got to get this one. He's just awesome. Because he's running through it looks like hay was cut here, so it's kind of cool looking because you get a different color than the green. It's brown, and looks like they harvested maybe a week or two ago, and it's getting that color. It's really cool. Jag's giving a roll in it now. He's enjoying it. Jag loves the roll, in case I didn't tell you that before. Again, I'm the Wolf Driver, and you are totally live on this is kind of like a safari almost, for lack of a better term, because I'm in an electric ATV. I'm letting the dogs roam as they will. They're finding all kinds of sights and sounds and scents to get involved with, which is all good. It's all safe. I'm supposed to be here. And Jag's just yelling. They get very excited. We were out 2 days ago. You may have caught us. Okay, we got a fun time here. Jag's confronting Chase. He wants to play, and this is usually what happens. These two, you might have heard me refer to him as frickin' frack. So the camera's not quite wide enough. Chase is standing to the right of the ATV. Jag is standing to the left. Chase is coming back to me for protection, even though Chase is more of the instigator usually. Come on, guys. Than Jag is, but that's just the way it works. It's very funny. Okay, so you got a great view now. You got 4 of them. The fourth one is over to the left, and that's Jag. He's out of the view. He'll be coming in the view probably any second if he cuts over. Again, these fields are all farm fields, and almost every field you see here belongs right now to the farm that I'm on. There are other farms that surround it. Right now I'm only riding on the farm that this one particular farm. But in the future you might see me riding on the other farms. Depending, I'll talk to the farmers and see. Now the wolf pack's all to the left, very cool sight. They're coming around. This probably is hay to the right of me as well, and it hasn't even been a week, and now it's too tall for them to run through. Truly amazing how quick everything's grown. Again, because of the conditions that have been here lately. It's been optimal. Now I'll scan the fields real quick. We're coming on to some really wide open fields, and I just want to make sure there's no wildlife in there. So, good boys. So I'm gonna look my best. Again, no trouble if there is. Usually, the small wildlife is the only problems. I'm talking raccoons, which usually aren't around during the day, skunks, which are nocturnal, but groundhog. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Good boys. Okay. So, he just wants to roll. You never know, because, again, this is so tall that they could come upon something and I wouldn't know it right away, which I like to avoid, but if it happens, I deal with it. And usually the only repercussions is it's another animal, but I can tell usually, come on guys, by the way they act, what they're on, and by the way the others act that aren't even there because of the scent they're picking up on. So it's pretty remarkable. This is such a cool scene right now. If you could see, I'm totally surrounded by green everywhere, tall hay, tall grasses, with the dogs running through it. Now, them moving through the grasses that are taller is a workout for them as well. So that's adding to the resistance. Princess just told Jag, I'm not Chase, don't play with me. And usually Princess likes to think of herself as the alpha. Jag had a little, he just did a little bump there. That's why I didn't know if you saw it. But she won't have any of that. She'll play a little bit, and then she wants to be boss. And that's why I have to be cautious sometimes, and you might hear me give her a little bit more commands than the others, just because I want to keep her in check. She's very instinctually driven, and she just goes when she gets the urge. So she needs that control, which this gives her the freedom. I provide the voice control, and it's usually a good mix. Instead of, for instance, her being on a leash. That's a fight, and I don't like to break that leash fight she has in her because I want to keep her instinctual pulling traits that she has live and mobile. That's a really cool picture. You're getting three of the wolf pack, the three white ones, and the more traditional colored one that you know is Zorro. He's up ahead, and he's doing a little potty break. We're coming in front. This is a typical place where we run into a little bit of a mud puddle, but the water here is all safe for them to drink. I gotta publish my guide. I got a little guide that I go by. It's got acronyms and what it stands for. I hope to bring that to you next time. Again, this is a farm road we're on now, so you might notice it is gravel and a lot of grass in between. You might hear me stop suddenly. That's because the dogs will stop. Come on, guys. Come on. Not usually. Princess, no. Good boy. Jay, come on. Free. Free. Good boys. Okay. And what you saw there was, I'm just going to get into some technical training terms on how I train and how my system works. That was Jag yielding to Princess. Zorro's almost always going to yield. So there's never a confrontation. But as I said, Princess, because of her dominance, come on, Chase. I just can't see Chase. She will not yield usually, so I have to encourage her to yield, or the boys encourage them to yield, depending on who got there first and what the scene is, because I want to avoid confrontations if possible. So let me check this out. So we are live. This is like nothing you'll probably see. I'm sure other people do somewhat similar stuff, probably not so much with huskies. Come on, guys. Jag. Good boy. Looked like he was guarding something. there. Nope, nope, come on. The remnants of a bird, a small bird that didn't make it, and that's where they get their instincts, and one will again become more dominant than the other. So what I was saying, this is pretty interesting. You won't see this probably anywhere else. At least the people that do it are probably not doing it with huskies, because huskies are so hard to control. They're so independent, and they're the closest breed to the wolf, so they have those wolf-like traits, which makes them a challenge. That's why I developed the training system I use. And I know someone from WooFDriver Unleashed, if you're listening now, I haven't been able to address this by typing you an answer, but you were asking about the dogs coming back to you. The dog didn't always listen and come back to them, and that's the biggest thing with doing something like this, that dogs need to be able to respond to you and come back on command, or else you'll lose them. Of course, they'll just go with their instinct and run. So there's a couple ways we do that, and there's food motivation, won't work with huskies. There's noise motivation, which is either a collar or a loud clash of something, almost like two trash cans that you would put together. Come on, guys! Come on! Two trash cans that you would put together. Two trash can lists. Oh, this is beautiful. Excuse me for 1 sec. Come on, Chase! Okay, so they're going across the field. They're shortcutting me, and it's so deep that that'll slow them down. I'm going to let them do it. I'm going to pass Princess, and okay, we're back. Sorry, sometimes we're a little remote in this area, so we might lose you here and there. So this ATV's not quite running at full speed. These machines are roughly, I've had them for 4 or 5 years, so they probably need, we maintain them the best we can. You might have met Chris P. He's the technical machine equipment coordinator. He's not the IT coordinator, that's the Shaw man. And we just serviced this because I was having some other issues, but looks like it's not as fast. Usually they'll go around 25 to 30 miles per hour. This feels like it's going about 20 miles per hour. So the dogs could theoretically outrun it. So calling the dog back to you, again, there's a few different motivations, we call it, to get them to come back. But one of the most reliable ways are like an invisible fence method. They call it an e-collar because that is, and it's got to be done right. If you don't teach them right, you'll never know. Hey, good boys! Just making some sound coming to a field here, coming to another area which is surrounded by tall grasses on both sides. So something might be hanging out, might take it a little. Nope, good boys. Turkey vulture, folks, right in front of us. Must be something dead back there. Come on, guys. Yeah, I can smell it. So that's what they do. That's what happens on the farm. Turkey vulture was 2 feet off the dogs. Chase, let's go. I'm not letting them get to any carcass, and it is back in the woods. Something does die here on the farm, they'll make a burial spot, a place back in the woods usually. But the turkey vultures will eat on it. And usually you'll see a lot of them. I heard them back there. One came out just now close to one of the dogs. Dogs handled it fine. I just didn't want the dogs chasing it. I didn't know if it was hurt and it was going to go on the ground. So, as again, I call this wolf driving, even though I'm not on the bike right now. Theoretically, I'm wolf driving because I'm driving at the dog's ambition and their instinct. And I've got to drive the vehicle to keep them in line as well. This field got hit with a little bit of, this is a low-lying field and it gets muddy back here. I don't think they've planted it yet, which would allow me to ride more of it if I wanted to run through it. But at this time, I'm not going to, there's no need to. So we're going to enter a wooded area, which is a cool place usually when it's warm out. Now it's not as warm. It's roughly 65 degrees, which is unseasonably cool for this time of year in this area. Again, we've been having unusual weather patterns, being wet and on the chillier side. Now that's a cool view where you're getting all 4 dogs. You might not even see them because they're all hunched together. So easy, guys. They'll slip a little bit on this mud, as you see. Come on, come on. There's usually come on. Let's go. Princess. Princess. Good girl. She's going over to Chase's area. So this is kind of cool stuff. And again, if you have any questions of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, anything, please go right ahead and ask. Come on, guys. Sorrow, no. Sorrow. Sorrow. Good boy. I have to get them all going the same way, which is a little challenging, believe it or not, because they pick up on different sets. They have different desires, like humans. So one of the dogs might smell something that it wants to. A little rough back here. Sorry, folks. This is the wilderness again. Come on, guys. Come on. Really cool views back here. I hope you're enjoying this. Come on, Jack. Boy, come on. And sometimes the topography here will change because the river, the stream, I'm sorry, will wash it out. The water will rise. Come on, Jack. Sometimes the beavers will pull trees down, dam up the area, change the water direction. The water will hang here, as well as big trees will fall and redirect everything. So always on the lookout. This is a pretty challenging area. Lots of rocks here, as you see. And we're coming right down to a stream crossing, folks. Okay. Okay, it says I have a weak connection. If I cut out on you, I apologize. You'll get some good views here. I don't know. Princess just laid down in the stream. That cools her underside. Again, that's a great way for a dog to cool off, is to lay down. Not all dogs will do it. If they overheat, that's something you want to take into consideration. And just got a great picture of her. So, in case you didn't tell, I love taking my pictures. It's these memories are something that's so spectacular to me, and I want to keep them in my mind and keep them alive as long as possible. I know I won't be able to do this all the time. This is again pretty unusual and very special. It requires a lot, from the equipment to the training to securing a place where someone will actually let me do this on their land. I'm going to try to give you more of a view if I can. See how they're enjoying themselves. Jack, now they're eating some of the tall grasses and sniffing around. And as I said, Princess was in there getting a drink, taking a dip and a zip in the pond, I call it. And sniffing in the air what's been through here lately. Jack? Jack! Good boy. You see, Jack? Good boy. Just like when you call that. Now he's waiting for me, which they're supposed to do when I call. Now, I'm going to try to move down here and keep the view going, but sometimes they think I want to leave. Stay, guys. Jag, no. Jag. Good boy. Come on, Jag. Good boy. So Jag really wants... No, Jag. Good boy. He wants to be out in front, but I'm going to take some pictures. And Chase is enjoying himself, and when they do that, I want to let them take their time. Good girl, Princess. Glad to see you're back. Made the connection. So we're still back here by the stream. I was gonna move them on so I could get a better connection, keep the stream going, folks. But there's plenty of places on the farm where you'll be able to see some cool stuff. As I was saying, come on, Jack, free. Boy, good boy. So getting their intent so they know where I'm going. Come on, Zara. It's very important. I'm gonna try to move the camera back. Stay, guys. Come on. Chase, Jag, Princess. Go. Good boys. Sorry, I was taking a little while there, and they were waiting patiently, but again, they want to stay on it. They don't miss anything. Come on, Zara. And they're concerned. Come on. That I'm going to change directions, which I want them to be. So they keep their eye on me, and they know that, hey, the pack daddy's in the house. We gotta watch which way he's going. Hey! I don't know what's up ahead, so I've got to call ahead. Now I know we're allowed to be here, but I'm saying I don't know if there's someone. Okay, folks, sorry, I was taking some pictures. Hope you're still there. We're still back in the woods, doing our thing, roaming around. checking out the sights and sounds. And I'll move a little further ahead. Come on, Jaggy. This is kind of cool, this area. I believe this is skunk cabbage. Sorry, wrong word there. Hey guys, ho. Jag, come on. We're leaving Jagman behind. Sometimes you see some of my reflection pictures on Facebook. You are back. Sorry, we took a little siesta there. It's a great area, folks. We kind of stopped. We're rolling now. And come on, guys. No. Come on. Good boys. They actually see a lot of purple flowers. Thought it was trash. No. Oh, you okay? Good girl. She got stuck back there. Stay. Okay. You might have heard Princess whimper a little. I think she got caught on a sticker bush probably back there. That happens occasionally. See, I got to know to recognize those sounds. Now, I'll yell when I hear it just in case they're in contact with another animal that I can't see right away, just to keep them to, your voice is a good way. Come on, guys! Your voice is a good way. The tones of it, other animals understand too. They get scared of, or at least can realize stress. So if she was in contact, it would help her and or the other animal out as well. Really cool scenery we're getting here, folks. You can see the stay, guys. I'm gonna try to straighten the camera. The cows in the background. Come on, Princess. Good girl. Uh-oh, we got a truck coming through. Princess. Good girl. Got a big truck. He's going the other way, though. Okay. I'm always sorry, folks. Gotta narrate, wolf drive, and look out for any unfamiliar obstacles we may run into. Then we're gonna head over to the pond, which is totally so scenic. As well as on today, the sun's starting to shine, so you're gonna get some really good lighting on it, which will look great. Okay, so right in that little bit, let me see, we circled about, look at the mileage, it's about 2 miles. We did a quarter of this farm. A lot of big birds out of here. Just trying to figure out what's going on. We see a lot of cows. There's probably nothing dead out here, but the big birds are hanging. Looks like they're crows, actually. So, again, from everything I see, I try to make my determination of what it may or may not be. Yeah, I like the way that rhymes. Okay, someone's got to give me a comment. You can't let me sit here with no comments, folks. So we got the cow on the hill looking right at us. Can you see that? He looks beautiful. Beautiful. No, guys. Princess. Looking around me, hearing noises, machinery. This is part of the stream. It is not a puddle. So, we take plenty of rinse offs in there. Looks like I'm listening for some farm equipment. I hear, but I don't see. So I'm going to head over towards the pond, as I said, where we've got some farm equipment going on, and just proceed cautiously. They know me again, and I just don't want to get in their way, because they're doing their business, and I don't want to make them have to alter anything for me. Come on, Princess. Good girl. Because there's lots of fields, the sound sometimes plays tricks on you, and you might think it's coming from one area when it's coming from another. So you got to have that peripheral sound going on, for lack of a better explanation. Oh, guys. Now this is really cool. I mean, it's beautiful out right now. Looks like the skies are giving way to the sun. The rain is held back or done, and we're just loving life. It's really not humid at all. Breezy and clear. Feels great. I mean, clear as any fog is lifted from the temperature changes and from the humidity and from the clouds. I mean, and from the low-lying clouds. It's all clear, so got beautiful conditions. Okay, now the wolf pack's going to take a dip and a zip in the pond. Come on, guys. Well, they got distracted. You can see they're harvesting the hay here. Now, depending where they're at, I might have to go back the other way and do the second half of the farm as they cut more and then come back here a little later. But in the meanwhile, you'll get a good view of them going into the pond if we can get the camera in the right angle. Jack! That's Princess right in front of me, folks. Jack! Jack loves getting into trouble. You can see her raising the sediment in there, the mud. Come on, Jack! Jack! Good boy. Good boys! Let me try to move the camera over. That's over the dock. Jack loves going over by the dock. Princess! Princess! And you hear the loud tractor in front of me. So what I'll do is I can communicate with them through our sounds, through our tones. Chase! Just like that. I don't know if you saw that. Jake! Good boys! Did have to say the name once or twice just to let them know Pack Daddy's in the house. Okay, Jag's under the, I don't know if you can see him, but he is under. He loves going under the dock, as I said. Okay, he did not make a liar out of me. He went under the dock. Let's get some pictures here, folks. Now, Jag looks like he's fishing. He's actually getting some water. he puts his whole snout in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Princess is over here rolling around, and Chase is in front of me. Princess! Princess! Good girl, come on. Good girl. Sometimes, you know, you got to give them a second to respond because she was going around the other way, and I know the way she goes. So I knew she was coming. She was listening to me. But she has her own way of doing it. Let me back this camera off now, give you a wider view there, folks. Cool, now I'm going to evaluate where we're at, how we're going. And I think I can let them get a little further, so I'm going to go on the other part of the farm. We'll come through here. As I said, we got about 2 miles in. So what I'm going to do is circle here. You can watch me circle the pond, folks. And again, this is just courtesy that I'm giving to the farmers because I'm fortunate enough to be here, and I don't want to get in their way. Come on, guys. So as I said before, dogs need to yield to each other to avoid confrontations, and I need to yield to the farmer so he keeps letting me run here. And a lot of smells around this pond. Understandable. Come on, Jag! Jag! Good boy. Coming on to some equipment now. This equipment is, they're just using the relaying to it. So, come on, Chase now. Come on, guys. Here. They don't know. Here. No, Princess. Good girl. Here, guys. Here. Come on, good boys. Good boys. See, they need to know which way I'm going. And I just didn't want to go towards the farm equipment. Princess! Okay, folks, we're back. Sorry, so you heard me saying about Princess. She plays a little rough for him, like I say. So it's okay, but she's got no forgiveness in there. If she takes something the wrong way, she can become a little explosive. After all, she is a princess, so. Hey, Catherine, great to see you. Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Great to see everybody. Yeah, we're roaming around here. Love the comments. Keep them coming. Come on, guys. Jag, no, that barbecue is not for you. I want to get on the barbecue, too. This area, folks, because it's so beautiful, they actually rent out for ponds. Okay, the boys are playing. It's Chase and Jag, as I said. Oh! I'm just trying to get them to go the other way. Come on, guys. Now they're going down the lane. Princess, good girl. Princess got in there and told him, I'm the boss, break it up. She's so funny. Come on, guys. Jag, no. Come on. Jag. Princess, good girl. Come on. Come on, guys. She wants to play again, but... Okay, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on, Jag. Now, Chase is going to avoid him by going in the crops, going in the tall grasses. Good boys. Good boys. Now I gotta give. Come on, Jag. In case you're just joining us, I am the WooFDriver. You are live on the big farm, free ranging with the wolf pack. Folks, there's nothing like it. Love letting them off leash, letting them run, be free, getting to almost anything they want within reason, and enjoy their day in a wolf way. You didn't know I was a poet too, did you? Okay, so there's tall grass to the left of me. Looks like it's hay. They change these crops around yearly. The fields, what they grow. Sometimes they'll grow corn in this field. Sometimes it might be hay. Sometimes soybeans, winter wheat, etc. And that's all the way part of farming. Come on, Princess. Just trying to make the turn. Now, what they're doing now, the dogs are waiting to see where I'm going. Because this is a fork in the road where we can go back to the truck or we can head back to the fields. Come on, Jag. 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 Come on, good boy. Hang on. Come on, guys. Zero. Jag, come on. Come on, Jag. Jag, no. Here, come on. Come on, Jag. Come on, guys. Come on. Jag's like, come on, Dad. I want to go this way. So what you got to do sometimes is let them know. The little page. Come on, Jag. Come on, Chase. Chase free. Okay, so did you ever see dogs that won't move? Now, this happens fairly frequently as they're trying to figure out which way I'm going. And, of course, they get warm. They get tired through here, so they might not want to go the same way I want to go, but I'm the pack daddy. Jag's still confused. Look at it. Jag's still waiting me out. Just a little motor trouble here. Okay, now once they see me. Anytime your dog walks away, come on, Jag. Good boy. Good boy. Now he knows. Anytime your dog would walk away from you, just turn the opposite direction and call his name, and he'll usually follow you. Not always, but it's a good way we train them. Come on. Because when they feel like you're leaving them behind, they want to be part of it. So they're like, wait, don't leave me behind. Now, of course, when you have a situation where, come on, let's go. Princess, good girl. Where they're chasing prey or potential prey or other animals, it's a little harder. That's why we use different training methods. And I was alluding to that earlier. I'm going to go down here, folks. It's a great view. Okay. Got the real wide lens on. If it's a little wide, let me know. Unfortunately, it still doesn't get the dogs all around me, because right now I've got Zorro in front that you probably see, but I've got Princess, she just got in front too. Chase is to the right, and he's passing. He'll get on the camera any second. And Jag is still coming up from the rear. And this is, again, what wolf driving is all about. Keeping track of all the dogs, where they're at, how they're doing. Monitor them constantly. Excuse me, I gotta grab a drink here. Apologize. Now in this area over there, it was a little cooler, almost like a valley. Here the sun's beating bright, and it's actually warming up quick. If you were with us earlier, you saw we go through the woods here. Cooler area to run, nice, I guess, deviation from running out in the fields. Gives a little variety. Of course, the woods, you get more smells back there. It's tighter together, the trees and everything. And there's a stream in the woods. There's water all over the place here, though, so we're always good for that. Any questions? I'm the WooFDriver, and I'm here to answer. You might have caught us. We did a wild one on Monday where we did what I call fur wheeling. It's the WooFDriver on tour where they attach to the bike. They're tethered there to these funky looking bikes that I've designed and had custom fabricated for this application. And we do anywhere from 15, usually 15 to 20 miles, but we've gone as far as 30. So we travel the trails all over the east coast of the United States, usually in the Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania area, but we've gone as far as the Cape Cod Rail Trail in Massachusetts. So we've gone to some pretty points south, probably the southernmost part of West Virginia, towards the Ohio area, I believe, and even, I guess it's a little more west, but even almost down to North Carolina, that region from Virginia. So we've gone quite a few places. And, this is pretty much my job, making sure the dogs get their entertainment in and keeping it as exciting as possible for everybody that's involved in this project, to keep us wanting to go further and do cooler stuff and challenge ourselves. Come on, guys. Yep, big turkey vulture came right out. Come on. There's we came through here before if you were watching. This is a central part of the farm to access the second quarter, I call it, to my left. And there's a dead animal back there. We didn't see, but we saw the turkey vultures probably feeding off of it. So last time we came into contact, turkey vulture came about 3 feet off of Zorro. Good boy, Zorro. Lots of bathroom stops when we're doing this, and it's really wonderful for the dogs. It also happens, they empty themselves a lot because, as I explained before, especially when we first get here, the possibility that they could come in contact with predators or prey. That's just instinctual for them. So most animals will do that, so they're empty to run, so it wouldn't preclude them from defending themselves or going after prey. We're not hunting prey here, but we're certainly not coming into contact with any predators, but around here. But there are bears and mountain cats where we go in some areas, not around here. There are coyotes around here. Glad you're back, folks. Sorry, some of these areas are a little remote, so you might lose me here and there, and I apologize for that. But you're getting some incredible views. I mean, these fields go on for a long way. This is a dog's paradise and my paradise, too. I love it here, and feel so fortunate to be doing this and to let the dogs do what they do. So what I'm riding through now, I'm straddling between a hay field and what looks like another hay field that was cut. Usually there's, it might be a little early in the year for them to have planted corn, but usually at least one, if not more, of these fields are corn. And when we get to the corn where it's tall, the dogs love to meander through this. Now you're going to get some cool views of the dog bouncing through this, the dog's bouncing through. Come on, guys. I just want to make some noise. Hey, good boys, good girl. Just in case we would run into any small critters inside the fields. We got that bird. He just chased out. Come on, guys. Zorro. This is tall stuff. Great workout for them, folks. Great. As it causes them to use more of their muscles as they have to kind of do a little jump in there, push off. Come on, guys. Good boys. Good boy, Zorro. So this is another farm that borders here. Princess! Princess! Good girl. And I want to be sure I don't have permission to go over there, and I want to be sure that we're not... Princess! Here! Come on, good girl. Good girl. That we're not on his lands. Just because I'm respectful of everywhere we go, and his crop setup might be different than this farm. Come on, guys! Zorro! Gotta pay a lot of attention here, folks, because of the high speeds and I can't see over this hill. Come on, guys! Good boys! Come on! Zara's already there. There's a groundhog hole. Come on, Zara! Oh, this is so cool, folks. If you can see this. There's a groundhog hole. It's long been abandoned. But they saw the groundhog there once and they're all excited. Zara! Good boy! I'm going to make some noise, folks. I'm going to try to get some pictures too, so excuse me. Because this is just paradise. Zara! Trying to get him look my way. Hey! Ho, 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 ho! Good boys! Folks, I hope you're getting this. I'm going to turn the camera that way. Okay. We got the dogs. I love the, I guess they're weeds over there at this point. This field was farmed about 2 months ago, I think, and I don't know if they let the soil recover or what. Come on, guys! But the color that it is so awesome to get pictures in. And you can see they were just... Hopefully you're seeing this, folks. I can't adjust the camera. Get some awesome pictures that I can share with you soon, I hope. Again, this is so cool. And, you know, each time I come here, it's got such a different look, this area, because... I'm going to put the camera in front of me now. Especially with the weather being like it's been and everything growing so fast. So it takes on a different look all the time. Now we got the dogs laying down to the left of me. Ho, guys. Laying down to the left. Let's see if we can get that on film, folks. They're rolling around. That's Chase enjoying himself. I can't even photograph it because he's so deep in there. And I hear some talking. That's the people. Actually, I thought I just saw a fox. Not positive. Because I've got, I call it my scope, I've got my big lens on the camera. I will check it out and see if it was. If he shows out again. So I'm really getting some money shots, as they say, just because the footage is so good right now. So I've got, let me set the stage for you again. Oh, we got some comments. Okay, folks. Hey Cheryl, good to see you. We did the new bike is almost fixed. It's I'm gonna give you a view out here. Supposedly it's gonna be ready tomorrow. That's the schedule. We're going on a big run tomorrow evening, one of our haunted runs. And we're planning on taking that bike. We have the other two bikes working just in case. We've got the Shawmans here. We've got a different crew. We've got Brock, of course you know Crispy and Rhett. I don't know if you've met Brock before. And he's pretty cool. So, yeah, the bottom line is it should be fixed tomorrow. I'm going to try to scroll through some other questions. And great to see you, Cheryl. These are Huskies, actually. What kind of dogs are this one? Hey, Rosa, thanks so much for joining us. These are all Huskies. The white ones are Huskies. The dark one, the more traditional-looking one, is a Husky as well. But he's got Malamute in him. About 40% of him is Malamute. Yep, Zorro's way ahead. He has been. Oh, that's a cute picture. We got Zorro standing and his sister Princess laying down next to him. Those two love each other. They all love each other, relatively speaking. But you're right. The name of the breed is Huskies, again, Siberian Huskies. The bike I addressed, great. Yes, that was quite an adventure. Can you hear me now? I hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. It might have been because the motor was loud, because it should be straight audio, I hope. Yeah, I wasn't talking for a little while. And actually, when we lose picture, sometimes you can't hear as well. So that's where we're at right now, folks. We're just actually taking a breather. Let me see if I can take I'm going to take the camera off. Okay. Right there, you got the right there you have the Jagster. He's chilling. It's a little warm out here. Now we got Princess way out there. She's chilling. Thanks so much, Cheryl. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're really high. She's only 9 pounds. Wow. Kind of like Gigi. These are really high. These guys pretty much get lost out here. So, again, that's why I use these GPS collars when we get into predicaments like this. I can track them on the GPS if for some reason they deviate real quick. And when I say deviate, just move out of my vision, my field of vision. I can check it right on the GPS collar. Yeah, it's hey Sharon. Yeah, actually it's when the sun's beating down here, it gets a little warm. Right now we've got a good breeze. So yeah, it feels like it's around 65. I'm sorry if I cut out sometimes. It's all because of the connection. For some reason we got a poor connection here. I don't know if it's been the weather or what. Because usually it's not terrible around here. Some areas are a little remote. I'm gonna again try to take this out and give you a view. They're just laying around pretty much now. But we take our time, move at the dog's pace. I'll try to get Zara. Where's Zara? Zara's right there. And the high grass helps keep them cool, actually, too. Princess is way out there. Let me see. She's way, I mean, she can hear me. She's within range, but all good. So we're just, this is how I run the wolf pack. And I mentioned earlier, and I know, Cheryl, if you can hear me, you asked about Gigi. I'm going to start running her a little bit on some of these activities. She wouldn't run here. We wouldn't let her run in open fields because of the birds of prey, and she's small enough they could grab her essentially. And even with the big dogs, it doesn't bother the birds of prey. They're not intimidated by them at all. So, but there are other activities we can do with her, such as running on the bike and also do an amazing chase. We can go to the area we do that. That course is pretty safe for her. So I'll take her there and start her on some of the activities. You'll get a view of that. That'll be really cool. That's coming up in the next couple weeks. And I also wanted to tell everybody that I'll be, if you're not in WooFDriver Unleashed, please make sure you join that group, because I post a lot of behind the scenes information and what I'm doing there, and I hope to be posting more. Trying to kind of run this whole show, a lot of it myself, and it's sometimes a little time consuming, so I can't always get to everything I want to. But what I'm doing in the future is I'll be spending more time with the dogs on camera one-on-one, and I'll take them out separately on milder adventures. And I hope to include everybody in on that so you can see how I train them on a one-to-one basis. Because when you train them, when they're trained on one-to-one, it's a lot easier and a lot more manageable. And with any dog, you want to, even no matter how many you have, you want to train one at a time. Now, depending on the circumstance, if I'm training one dog, I might bring another with me that's already trained, so he can help the other dog learn the commands, feel more comfortable, and not be as hesitant. Especially I'll get them to help us through certain situations to motivate a dog I'm training. So it's pretty cool. I could actually sit here all day, folks. I mean, this is paradise. Whenever I'm with the wolf pack, it's paradise. I mean, the areas we go to, the smiles on the dogs' faces of them enjoying themselves, it's love all over, and it's nature at its best. Please feel free to chime in with anything, any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Again, I'm just sitting here too. Dogs are a little warm. Running through this high grass is another activity, if you will, because that just, as I said before, causes them to use more energy. They got to bounce through it. So it works other muscles, and it helps keep them conditioned and in shape. So that's why I like running year-round when we can. You just, of course, the heat is your biggest problem, and dogs' ability to emit heat is why that problem exists. Because dogs don't sweat. Actually, some dogs do sweat, but not sweating like a human. It's not efficient at cooling them. Misting them off is what I do sometimes. Of course, anytime you can get to a body of water, that's preferred. But misting them on a long outing outside, of course, not working too hard in the warmer months, but by misting them, it almost acts like sweat, because you get their fur lightly wet and then it evaporates. And that's how sweat process works with humans. We sweat, and as it evaporates, it cools us. I spent a lot of time studying all these different scenarios and physical, mental aspects with the dogs, so I can better understand them and design systems around them, so we can do more and they can be more involved. You can see Princess getting up. Princess is possibly coming over here. I'm going to put the phone in its holster in case the wolf pack's ready to roll. Give you more of a bigger view there. Sorry, I gotta turn this and tighten it, folks. Jason. Good girl, pretty. Okay, so now we got 3 dogs up. We're still waiting for Jag. Jag will lay there all day if you let him, so might have to tell Jag it's time to go, sir. That's what he does, though. It's so cool, though. Remember, folks, any questions you may have, I'm here to answer them. I enjoy it. Here comes Jag. He heard it go into gear. Now I'm looking to the area where I want to head over to. Come on, guys. And we're moving, folks. Come on. Jag. Jag. Good boy, Jag. Come on, Chase. Okay, so I've got 2 dogs to the right of me. I don't know if you can see them. And they're just over there because it's least resistance. Jag is bouncing like a jackrabbit, if you could see it. So cute, to my left. And Chase is right in front of me. Jag's small, very small for the breed of the Husky. So he'll struggle the most with it. Struggle's the wrong word. It'll be the biggest workout for him, I should say. Good boys. And that's a little farm road over there that I'm headed to. And if you can see that, Jag's waiting for me patiently. Now this is the edge of the farm, so you'll see some houses. This actually used to be part of this farm, and as the farm went through the family, some of the family members sold off. So I have no relation to this farm except for the wonderful kindness that they let me come here and do this. And we're going to work ourselves around to an area that is a house that's on here, a trailer home. Grass here. Come on, guys. Come on, Jaggy. Jag's so funny. Sorry, folks. Sometimes it changes up on me. Come on, guys. Here. Here, here. Now I'm in front of the wolf pack. I'm just, come on, Zorro. Zorro. Good boys. I'm just calling him Timmy with the pager. And again, it's a tone pager, part of the GPS system, which will allow them to say, hey, come on over here, I'm waiting for you. Zorro! Good boy. Okay. Thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, it is good about the bike. Glad you can hear me. Thank you. Let me just try to take the camera out. Okay, this is a little bit of farm pipe work they're doing, some of the equipment. We just passed by the trailer home that's on the property. Here's Princess. Princessa. Okay. There's Chase having a little breather. How you doing, sir? That's the Chase man. That's the Z-man. Princess. Where's the Jagster? There he is. Jag. Jag. Can you say hi to everybody? Okay, here comes the Jagster. He's a ham, so let's see if he wants to be on the camera. You want to be on the camera, Jaggy? Great, so, by the way, that's the ATV I drive. Now, there's a couple different, Princess, good girl. There's a couple different ATVs I use, depending on the area we're at. They're all electric, and there is one gas-powered in the fleet of what I operate, but I usually don't use that to free range the dogs. It's usually for service purposes. So we just rested before. They're not as amped to rest here. So I'm going to put the camera back in the holster, and we are going to head out. Come on, guys. Okay, folks. Getting ready to... Hey, Jagster. What's up with you, buddy? Free, come on. Free. And here we go, folks. We're off. Come on, Z. Now, to the left and right will be tall grasses, but you'll see the farm roads will allow us to run on. Actually, I might run through what I call the runway area, which is medium grass. I like to race the dogs since I can turn around and watch them racing each other and see if that area opens up right here. Right now, if you're calculating, we've got in, let me see, I'm going to do this, 3.5 miles, folks. So when we get to the other part of the farm, we'll have about 4 miles in. Come on, guys. Okay, now I'm going to pop ahead of them, folks. Then you're going to get a glimpse of them all running to me. Well, they're not going to run as fast. Come on, guys! Jag! I might be a liar. They might run as fast. They're cooking, if you can see this. So cool. So cool. So I'm flying down this, what I call the runway. Princess. She just pushed Chase. She does that to her little brother. Pushed him out of the way so she could be in front. Okay, folks, this is, I don't know, an 1/8 of a mile stretch. It's pretty good. I'm going to turn around real quick. We got Zorro in front. We got Princess and Mosey Jag behind. Jag coming up from the rear, though. Okay, we got Jag, Princess, and Chase next to each other. Oh, I'm running in. I'm losing my way. Okay, Zorro beat me to it, so I can't quite give you a view of that. He's already crossed the finish line. Look at Princessa. So, okay, come on, guys. Sorry, getting some pictures here, folks. I love watching Jag bounce through it. And that was our race, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, come on, guys. Okay, folks, sorry. So I went a little off my beaten path. I got a little grass blind. That's what happens because that's a travel lane they keep between the fields. But that's pretty tall too because all the rain we've had and the hay's so tall. So I just went into it a little bit, but that won't hurt anything. As long as you don't tell anybody. Our secret, right? That's all good. If I ever had to go across the fields, we've already worked it out where I would be able to do that. The farm would be okay as long as I let them know. Of course, that was negligible there, just a very small area. But we do have to be on the lookout. But because I couldn't even get enough speed for you to see how fast Zorro was going. The other wolf pack was going pretty quick with him, but they fell behind. And Zorro took the lead, and you had the three. You had Princess actually come in second. Now, she's the oldest, and she's pretty feisty, and as you can see, when she wants to crank that speed up, she does. I got a little bird. I saw something crawling on the ground. It's just a little bird. Okay, I got to be careful coming over this hill because this is part of the farm road. So, around here we usually encounter some deer. I don't see any right now. Again, I'm being fairly loud to avoid them because I don't have, oh, look at this view. You got, I don't know if you can see up there, folks, but we got lots of cows. Lots of them. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely awesome. You're going to see that as we get into this. You got the sun shining on the field to the left of where you're looking, where the camera's pointing. So we'll have about 4 miles. Now, they're pretty amped up. We're going to do probably a 15-miler tomorrow night. But I know someone had commented it's a little hot. It's really not too bad. And you got to remember, I've been doing this for 20 years. It's always changes some, but I know what I'm dealing with all the time. And I am always expecting the unexpected. But the dogs, if you manage them properly, can do just fine in the heat. And the way I do everything, I've had great success without ever taking any chances. So please keep that in mind. This isn't my first rodeo. Not even my first time on a farm. So I've got Chase and Zorro in front. I've got Princess and Jag behind. And I'm coming up on a field full of cows. That is so awesome. I hear the equipment working, so I don't know if I'll be able to get to that field. I'm trying to get to the other part of the field. Don't like covering the same ground too many times. We just did now a complete 4 miles is about, the way I ran it, about a half a loop around the farm, for lack of a better explanation. Come on, guys. So I don't want to do, I'm done going that way for the day on that half of the farm. If it's clear up here, I will take them to this part. Come on, Jaggy. Come on. Good boy, good girl. So to the left of me, you might see a lot of posts. They just planted a bunch of trees. They knocked down a bunch of trees. I mean, there was a huge tree line and an open field for the past 2 years that, I mean, you can't imagine how tall it was. And I've gone in there with the dogs because it wasn't in an area where I could let them run crazily if they wanted to. So it was manageable. But the EPA, it's a big farm, you got to remember, EPA's here a fair amount. And they wanted those trees cut down and other trees planted. Come on, Jag! I think that's Jag back there. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell when you're out here in the field, folks, because 3 of them look the same. Now I know why people get different color dogs. Depending on the situation, sometimes I'll put on collars, bandanas, scarves, if you will, to help me identify them in the field. Especially, you know, when I'm in the snow. I got 3 white ones. That's really hard. Okay, folks, we're in front of the beautiful pond now. Got Princess just going in. Chase is coming up behind on the right of her, and there Zorro is coming behind Chase. You can see the equipment, farm equipment, working in the background. They're possibly far enough up there that I could run that way. I may or may not, depending on what I see and how the wolf pack looks. They can definitely handle whatever we do, but you know, something that might take 5 minutes if they're energized could take me an hour to do if they're not. So I always take that into consideration. I just found paradise. Now I found it before, actually. This is just so awesome. I don't know if you can tell, but I love getting pictures also where the dogs are behind like the tall grasses or flowers. Now you're getting a view of Princess. She's rolling around. She's loving it. If you see Chase now, he might come into the camera view. He looks really like a wolf because the water, of course, makes him look thinner. Their hair gets wet, and he's already thin to begin with, but around his paws he's tall and lanky, and he just gives that wolf-like appearance even more when he's wet. Oh, just saw a bird skim the water. So cool. He's skimming it now. Trying to get that on film. It's pretty remarkable. Good boy, Chase. 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 Good boy. Good boy, Chase. Now Chase is doing his role. You can see that's Jag in your picture, folks. He's just enjoying his view. This got a great one of Chase. Huskies are really animated. A lot of dogs are, but Huskies are just so get into some of the most precarious positions. I love trying to capture that. Got a really funny one of Princess just now. We're just taking a break here. Great time for me to answer any questions. Sorry for the noise from the tractors. Hey, buddy. Hi, good girl. Whenever the dogs come over to me, I'm always praising them because I want them to know always being with me is the best alternative. I mean, they kind of know that because I feed them, but it's especially important when you come across a strenuous situation, stressful, and when you're training them, because you're trying to train them to do something and they're apprehensive. When they know that you're the safe zone, you can get them to engage, or at least not to be as stressed out about what you're trying to accomplish. So I try to give a lot of pointers of how I train. I know, I'm trying to think who it was that asked me about the dogs coming back to them. 1 sec. And there's a few ways to train that. And I'll give you a better answer when I can type it out at some point. Chase, good boy. I don't know, you probably didn't see that. He was heading over, and I just don't want to compete with the loud tractor, and I kind of want to stay here for a little bit. I'll evaluate if we should do any more and call it a day. Probably the way that tractor's coming over, I might call it a day. Because I got 2 tractors traversing the fields. I could time myself, I try to be at least like, let's say about 30 to 40 yards away, out of their way, but if they get too far away from each other, then the dogs will be in contact with them. Okay, so I've got another truck coming. If he comes this way, that's a collection truck, what they put it into, that I'm going to have to move. I don't think he's going to come this way. But this is what I've got to be on the lookout for at all times. Jag! Good boy. If you don't watch Jag, sometimes when we're sitting around, he will meander off a little bit. And I don't like to let him get out of my range like that. He's a little sneaky. Not that he wants to leave us, but might be something to attract him, encourage him to come over. Pardon me while I'm just turning around. I know you're getting the same view. But I don't think you can complain about the view. That's just gorgeous out there. What? watch the truck if he comes this way. We'll see how he would, but I'm not sure. And he did not. Okay. So it's really cool after the field's cut. I love running on it. It's almost like carpet. So hopefully next time we're here, the field will still be in that condition. We'll probably come here. We usually come here once, depending on our condition. Could be twice a week. So many places we can go and what we do, and I like to varietize it as much as possible to give the dogs everything they can handle. I'm trying to turn the camera, folks. I'll give you a little view of the princess right there as she's preening herself. And Chase actually put his head down. Yeah, he's a little hot there. But the pond and the water really help them, as you know. They do emit heat through their pads, the pads of their feet. So cooling there is extremely crucial in helping them cool down. Always trying to get their pads wet. I actually have a cup that was designed for you to dip the dog's pads or paw into, which you would fill with water. And it's got a brush to help take some of the dirt off, and it helps cool them down. I've done that on warmer adventures. So I got all these different tools. I actually have cooling vests like the dogs in the desert use, the military dogs. And believe it or not, these, I'm calling them ice packs, they're really not. They stay at like 50-some degrees because studies have shown that's the optimal temperature for the dog to cool himself or herself for it to be most effective. Just checking for Jag. I told you he's sneaky behind me, laying down. I'm letting you view Princess because the camera tilted there nicely and gave you a view. In case you're just joining us, you're live with the WooFDriver. We've been here for about an hour and 20 minutes free ranging. We've got 4 miles in roughly now. I'll give you an exact count. Each dog's a little different. Actually, we got 4.5 miles in now. 4.25. A little. Yep. And actually, almost all the dogs have gone the same distance. It's fun because this meter I use, I'll show it to you again. I can show you. You can see that. Well, it'll tell me each dog and their stats. So I can see how many miles they've done, if what their average speed is. I can calculate how their condition is. As I said, I've been doing this for years. So, and I love to share all the innuendos and everything I do to anybody that maybe wants to get involved, or you should just watch it for the joy of seeing nature, because this is, again, kind of like being on a safari. And I came over the crest of the hill one day, folks, and I couldn't believe it. It was snow on the ground. It was cold, so I wasn't as armed with my camera. And I look up, and the dogs got really excited, so I knew something was up there, and I said, "Oh, look at that fox on the white snow." It was vivid. And I'm getting closer to it. I said, "Let me get my camera out." And I noticed the tail wasn't a foxtail. It was a coyote, and it was big, because I'm like, I was from a distance. I'm like, whoa, that's the size of the dogs. So I couldn't get the camera out quick enough, unfortunately, to document it, but it was pretty impressive. So we know there's coyotes out here, and actually the farmer confirmed that with me too. He always asks me, one of the reasons the farmer likes me being here is because I let him know on what's out there, because unfortunately the foxes around here have harassed his cattle, and the coyote has definitely harassed them, especially the young calves and the chickens. So he wants to know, so he knows how to better protect his cattle and livestock. Nobody's talkative, no questions, folks. I'm here if you need me. That's my phone. Just got up there for a second. She readjusted herself. Actually, let's see if I can readjust the camera. I'll give you a chase now. They might be, because they just loaded that up, stopping here. If they do, I'll go there. I love watching the birds skim the water. It's so cool. Okay, folks, looks like we got another 8 minutes of the broadcast left. What I do is I've got a couple Facebook pages, and like I said, the WooFDriver Unleashed is the up-and-coming one. WooFDriver, this is my main one. But WooFDriver Unleashed, a little bit behind the scenes, a little bit for hardcore WooFDriving fans, and for people to express themselves a little bit. They can write, they can post what's on their mind and what's happening with the dogs in their life. So it's a great place to be. I'll probably switch over to that channel to decide on what we do, if we go any further today or if we call it a day. But at least I'll give everyone a view of how we wrap things up. I am the WooFDriver, and I am your host. So love to hear from you in any way. Lots of good stuff happening on WooFDriver Unleashed. People sharing lots of photos and fun stuff. And also people asking for advice on certain things. And I'm going to chime in when I can. I haven't been able to as much lately. As I've said, I've been so involved with so many things. I know one of the big issues we have problems is people hearing me, and finally and we're limited how we can broadcast because of Facebook and iPhone and everything else. But I think we resolved the issue. So tomorrow I hope to have some new equipment that'll help me make these broadcasts a lot more powerful and a better way to be able to communicate with everybody. So stay tuned for that. And as I said, stay tuned for more of the individual training with the Wolfpack, one-on-one, and with Gigi, our little Chinese crested, because I'm going to do some of these activities with her, and her alone to begin with. So it'll be kind of interesting. By the way, I did, my third book is now available on Amazon, and it's called Wolfpack and a Half. It is about Lulu and the Wolfpack and some of the music I've done. So it's a great read. It just became available. Now it is, if you get a printed copy, and all the money I'm gonna donate is gonna go towards, we're working on a dog fund called, it's in its infancy stages. It's called dogbff.org, and oh, just a beautiful bird. And I hope to be able to, I don't know if you can hear the camera, folks, but I got a beautiful picture of a bird that I had to take. Hope to be able to channel that money to dogs in need. I'm working on assembling this Dog BFF page, and it's going to be pretty cool how we're going to be able to raise funds through sponsorship of what I do, through purchase of products, through donations, however they may come, however you want to donate, or other people want to donate, whatever. And you don't have to donate, of course, but it's going to be a great site. The book is $13.99 on Amazon because it's illustrated. Actually, it's photographed. There's photographs in there of what I do. So it's a fictitious book, but based on a lot of the realities of what happens with the wolf pack and our adventures. Pretty cool stuff. The first part of that series is called Wolf Pack and a Half, and that's The Accidental Stowaway, and that's $4.99. All of these books, I believe, are available for download at 99 cents. So, pretty cool stuff. So I am a published author. Looks like we got 3 minutes left. Again, we're just sitting around having a great time. This is how we relax, and another way of spending some time with the wolf pack. Love to hear your comments or questions or concerns. You can type them in there. Catch us on a great adventure tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow we're doing one of our WooFDriver on tours, and we're going to go back to this haunted house area. So it should be pretty comical and pretty interesting, to say the least. That's the schedule, but it could change at any time. What happens is weather moves in, different weather patterns that might forecast some unfavorable conditions. So we'll avoid those situations as much as possible, as well as equipment failures might dictate timing, and that might dictate where we go. But right now, as it's planned, we're going to the C&O Canal, great trail at night, and we're going to go near the haunted house area that we went to, the abandoned house that we've been going back to a few times. Always see something different, something interesting, something spooky, etc. So very cool. And since we're just sitting here, I'm gonna sign off now. Again, I'm the WooFDriver. Check us out on WooFDriver Unleashed, and if you haven't joined that group, please go ahead and join it. And I hope to see you over there very shortly. Have a great day, everybody.